Good evening, students. Geometry can at times be hard, don't you agree? So I'm here to help you out with part of geometry some of you struggle with, the Pythagorean theorem. If you don't know what the Pythagorean theorem is, it's a formula used to figure out the side lengths of a right triangle. Or if the side lengths of a triangle are given, it is also used to figure out if that triangle is a right triangle or not. So today I will be helping you out by showing you some examples and showing you what the right Pythagorean theorem is. This formula, of course, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So now let me show you how this formula is used. It's important that we label the side lengths of the triangle correctly. Side A and B will be the legs of the right triangle, but the important side to label correctly will be the hypotenuse, or the side opposite the right angle. If you don't know if you have a right triangle, then the hypotenuse will be the longest side length given to you out of the three side lengths given. Like I was saying, it's very important that we label the side lengths of a triangle correctly. So, in this triangle we have a leg side length 5. We can label this one as A. We have another leg of side length 12 that we can label as B. So all we have left is the hypotenuse, which is this right here, and we can label that one as C. So now that we have our A, B, and C, we can plug that into our equation right here of a squared plus b squared equals c squared to figure out the side length of C. Now from what we've worked out, we see that we have two answers, plus 13 and minus 13. But since we know that a triangle can't have negative side length, we can then conclude that the side length of C will be 13 units. Now let's work on a triangle that we know just three side lengths and try and figure out, see if it's a right triangle. As you can see in this triangle we have here, we have side lengths of 3, 4, and 5. But since we don't know if it's a right triangle or not, as I was explaining earlier, the longest side length would be considered our hypotenuse. So in this case, C will equal 5. Now the other two side lengths can be considered the legs. And as I was saying earlier, the legs can be interchanged between each other, so it doesn't matter which one's A and which one's B. In this case, I'll just make 3A and B equal 4. Now that we have our three side lengths, we can plug them into our equation and see if we get a true statement. So our Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Plug 3 in for A, 4 in for B, and 5 in for C. Now we'll work this out and see if we get a true statement. And since we got a true statement 25 equals 25, we know that the given triangle here is a right triangle. If we would have gotten the conclusion of something like 34 equals 36, since we know this isn't true, then that triangle wouldn't have been a right triangle. So, now that I've given you the secrets to figuring out the Pythagorean theorem, I'm sure you won't have any problem figuring it out. If you have any more questions or need a little more help, just go to the website shown below and it can show you a few more tips on how to figure out the Pythagorean theorem.